We're at Boston Farm. Boston Farm located in North Andover. Blueberry picking today, so we can make blueberry pie later. When we get home later, what are we gonna do?
Make some pie.
Make some pie.
Blueberry raspberry pie.
Oh, yeah. And over here we got Clifton searching for the most perfect of blueberries. Now this episode is a little bit different than the others because I'm gonna put the ingredients on the bottom of this video, and then today I'm just gonna kind of walk through how to make the pie, just having fun and just being here with you today. So I know you guys are probably wondering, like, what's this face on my apron? Well, this is a personalized apron from my son, Kwame, and he made this especially for me, and I just thought it was perfect for this pie episode. So first we're gonna start with the crust. And before I blend all the ingredients together for the crust, I'm going to preheat the oven to 400 degrees. So I'm gonna go over here and put up 400. No? No cigar, kid. Alright, now that it's preheating, I'm going to start. For the crust, you need a big bowl or a big surface area. So I just use this pan. I'm not gonna bake in this pan, I'm just using it to mix the dough. And then you're gonna put 4 cups of flour in here. So I use all-purpose flour. You can use pastry flour, and that's better. It's not worse, and flour is also great just as well. I'm gonna add in 2/3 cup of sugar and 2 teaspoons of salt. And now when it comes to the butter, you want everything really chilled, very cold. So it's gonna open them up. Baking is a good stress reliever and a good meditation for people, and it's nice to do when you just want to let go of everything. And when it comes to pastry, like this chilled butter, you really gotta test your mind. You don't want to be thinking about things that make you tense because your fingers will be warm and they'll melt the butter on you. So it really is a good way to relieve stress and get in the moment. So I'm gonna just kind of chop up the butter first, and then I'm going to throw it in the flour. So I'm going to use my fingers as the technique to blend the flour and the butter together, because you can also use forks and utensils to kind of mix the pastry dough, but I feel like your fingertips are the best utensil to use. It's like strengthening the mind. You don't want to be stressed with it or tense with it. You kind of want to just get the butter through the flour and sugar and salt as best you can. And then, midway through, you're going to start adding some ice water. I'm going to take a tablespoon measurement and put in 8 ice cold tablespoons of water into the mixture. I think I'm on 4. Someone comment below and let me know if I've given too many tablespoons. Alright, and 8. So this first tablespoon addition, I'm just going to kind of toss it around. I want to keep the water and the butter all intact, but just blend it together. Let it start becoming a dough. Alright, now the dough should be coming off of the sides of the container and forming together. Alright, so as you can see, the dough's kind of falling apart from the container, and I see that I have enough for 2 pieces of pie dough. I'm going to use it for the bottom, and I'm going to use it for the top. So I can kind of see in my vision that I have enough, so I don't need to grab the edges, and then that will also decrease the amount of time that I'm doing with the kneading, which is best with pie dough. So after I'm finished, and as you can see, there's still a clump of butter and this flour. And then that just shows that the pie crust is exactly where it should be. You don't want the butter to be blended through. Now I'm going to use the plastic wrap that's over here. I'm going to separate this ball into 2 pieces. Just kind of form it, so when it's done chilling in your fridge, it's easy to roll out. This is one side, and for the second. Bada zing, bada zong. So now I'm gonna take these 2 pieces of pie dough. I'm gonna put them in the fridge and let them chill for 45 minutes. So I just took out these 2 chilled doughs and they're pretty rock solid. So while they're kind of coming back a little bit to room temp, I'm just gonna clean up and get myself a nice surface area with some flour sprinkled around. And I'm gonna get this pie crust ready and these blueberries in that oven. So now that I laid out some flour onto the tabletop, just to help me spread out the dough, I'm gonna open the first package of chilled dough that I made earlier today. And I'm gonna start rolling it out into basically like a 12-inch circle. So make sure you have a rolling pin and just start just going one way a little bit, then turning it, and then also doing the same thing the other way. Now this takes a little time and patience, but you don't want to knead it too much, so it's difficult to roll out something that's not really fully sticking together, but also trying to keep it together. So that's the trick. If the pie crust looks uneven, don't get discouraged. Number 1 rule in the kitchen is you serve the food when you know it's ready. So if it looks wrong, fix it the way that you know that it can be presented correctly. So now that I rolled it out and I can see I have enough surface area for the pie pan, which is right over here, 9 inches by 2 inches, I'm going to carefully place the dough into the pan. So some people fold it, which I'm doing today. They just fold it in 4s. Pick it up.
And open it up. I always thought they were risky to do that. It's going to make a lot more steps. But that was the first time I ever tried.
Now I'm going to just press the crust around. Make sure there's no holes because the blueberry filling going through the holes will just result in a messy slice. All right, so now I'm going to put this to the side with the sides on the edges and all. Okay, so now that I rolled out the second piece of pie dough, I'm going to kind of just fold it like I did with the first. And I'm going to put it to the side. And now the next couple of steps I'm going to kind of speed up a little bit because I know the chilled pie dough is out and I just want to get this pie into the oven. So in this bowl, I have 6 cups of blueberries. We just went blueberry picking and these are all fresh. I only highly suggest fresh because the frozen blueberries will become too watery in the pie and they'll bring out a lot of juices that aren't really desirable. When we went blueberry picking, we did come across blueberries like this. These are unripe and they are not blue. Yeah, exactly. So this is a greenberry pie. Don't make that. No, but if you do come across these green berries, just add a little bit more sugar and it'll kind of balance out the unripe taste and it will make it sweet as well. So don't worry if you have these in your hands as you're looking at me like, come on. There's a way around it. So to the blueberries, we're just gonna add 1/3 cup of sugar. Fresh blueberries are already very sweet, so that just brings out this extra bit of sweetness. You're gonna add 1/4 cup of cornstarch to give it a good thickness. So now I'm gonna add in the juice of 1 lemon. So now when I squeeze out the juice of the lemon, I'm gonna keep my hand underneath to catch the seeds and also realize how many cuts I have in my hand with the acidic juices. Get it all mixed up in there. The nice fresh blueberries.
The sugar, cornstarch, and that nice bright lemon flavor.
So if your mixture somehow accumulates juice on the bottom, avoid bringing that into the pie pan. You might think it's flavor, but it'll actually just be kind of an annoyance to the pie. And now I'm just gonna rinse my hands because I'm gonna top it off with some very cold butter. top of the pie crust, I fold it in 4 and put the corner of it into the middle, just like this. So when I fold it out, it covers it completely. And when I fold it this way, it'll also cover it this way. I'm gonna keep it rustic for Caitlin's kitchen today. Just gonna slice off the edges like this. I'm gonna slice some slits in the top, give it some air vents, just like so. So 20 minutes at 400, and then cover it in 20 more minutes. I forgot to inform you guys to make sure you have a sheet pan on the bottom of this pie, because this pie is known to leak over and bubble. So I'm going to pull up the pie. As you can see, the top is golden brown. If I tap it, it's cooked through. Just to let it sit for about 10 minutes. So we're ready to cut into this bad boy. So after you let it rest, it should be less soupy than it would have been. Got the sweet blueberry and that delicious flaky crust. One more. Some delicious pie. I love how the blueberries in the pie are like individually sectioned and just sweetened on their own. Like I always say, put your own take to it. Let me know what you do. Like and comment and always subscribe. Or if you subscribe once, you don't have to do it again. But always like, always comment. Let me know what you do differently, because I love to learn as well. Blueberry pie, Caitlin's kitchen. See you soon.